What's going on, fish nerds? Carlos here. Today I've just got a bunch of updates and rearranging things to do out here in the fish room. It's just what I need to be working on today, so it's what I've got to be showing you guys. So let's get to it. So as you can see, this entire fish room area over here is just a mess. I've got stuff all over the floor. It's a pain to even try to walk around in here. There's stuff all over the place. Everything up on this table is a mess. Stuff in the floor. I need to get this emptied out and taken back out to the shed. Stuff that doesn't need to be here. 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 Just all this mess. Really, this doesn't need to be here. So I need to get all that cleaned up. The mess even spills over here into the Xbox area, and so I need to get all that cleaned up as well. Just look at what KFC cup laying right there. That's ridiculous. Doesn't need to be happening. Also, this tank, I want to do something with this. I want to, one, get it moved. You'll notice that I did take all the fish back out of this tank. The swordtails that were in here, I did put them over here with the other swordtails. The platies I added with the other platies here in the turtle pond because it looked like everybody was getting along nicely and not getting eaten. So what I want to do with this tank is I want to move it over here. This bookshelf here, I want to get it cleaned off and clear out a spot there and get the bookcase over here a little closer to the trickle tower, and I want to put this on the bookcase and get an overflow going into the trickle tower so I can put a drip emitter in here. I think what I want to do with this at that point is all of the young adult plecos that I've got in here, get them out of all that rock work and create something in here to, you know, give them some hiding places that won't be too hard to get them out of when I want to catch them out. Because I do, like I've said in prior videos, I want to redo this aquarium. So step one is going to be getting those guys into this one just as a holding tank temporarily. So I will have to build the PVC overflow. Watch for that because I think it's going to be a pretty cool design. Okay, so as you can see, a lot to do. I'm going to get started. Okay, so I think I am happy enough with the progress I've made. I found my hat, for one thing, but if you watched the how to drill a glass aquarium video that I did a couple of weeks ago, you'll remember that I couldn't find these. So I found my PVC cutters, so now I don't have to do it the old-fashioned way anymore. It's not perfect. This still isn't done. There are still some things over there. They're at least relatively organized. If you're wondering why there's a toothbrush there, that is for turtle shells, not your teeth. Look, the floor is empty. There's nothing in it. I can move around my tanks. I can get over here and look at stuff without tripping over anything or stepping on anything. Next step is I need to drain this so that I can move it over there, and I forgot to pick this stuff up. So let's close this for one thing. This. There, now that's cleaned up. Okay, the tank, she is drained. So now I just gotta pick it up, put it over there. Okay, so here it is. Got it back here. I think it works really well being back here. Just kind of fits in there nicely, and it just perfectly fits space-wise onto the little bookshelf. So I think it's a great utilization of the space. Kind of fits a lot in a small area, I feel like. Also gets that out of the way so that I can do something else with this. Now, as for the rest of the fish room, I will go ahead and I'll just take you around and I'll give you updates on everything. Over here in the turtle tank, I did build the basking dock. I don't know if you noticed that earlier, but I did just have the piece of corkwood floating over here and had it tied off to keep it in place. It's resting on there, and it's also resting on the overflow. Just made a little, just a kind of a wraparound, and super glued some window screen, some of the really thick mosquito, or not mosquito, but bug proof window screen onto here to give them a climbable surface, and super glued it onto the PVC as well up underneath the bottom. And it looks like it's pretty steep, but these guys actually have no problem whatsoever climbing up that. But they honestly don't do it very much, because young diamondback terrapins actually don't really care about basking that much until they get more around adult age. But the juveniles don't really tend to take much interest in the basking. And I do want to get better lighting on this. I mean, I've got the heat lamp and I've got this one extra lamp here lighting up the tank, but I would really like to rig up a way to hang like a shop light or something over this to get better lighting over the turtle tank. But these guys are doing great, looking really good. Everybody's getting along really well. Like I said earlier, they're leaving the fish alone, so that adds another cool aspect to the tank, because you get the above view of all these platies swimming around together. Over here on this rack, we still have the insane snail infestation going on in here, but there is a new batch. Here's one. New batch of the bristlenose fry. I get to focus on that little guy there. These have been out of the cave for a week and a half. And got a lot more of the cherry shrimp down here now. Saw some that were buried up, a lot of them saddled up. This girl here is saddled up. She's looking really good. So yeah, lots of them. There's some more of those baby bristlenoses back there on the cave. The adult bristlenose tend to stay pretty well hidden in this tank. They've got lots of stuff to hide under and behind. Generally you can find one of the females behind this pipe here though. So the lighting is not good in this tank just because there's so much hornwort. I mean, the light's on, but there's just so much hornwort in here. But hundreds and hundreds of cherry shrimp in this tank. I don't even know how to calculate just how many are in here, but it's a lot of them. They've just exploded in this tank. And in here we have the Fantasy Blue Dreams from Flip Aquatics. Just got these a little over a week ago, and they're doing great. I saw yesterday one of my females is already buried up. It only took 9 days after bringing them home before I found a buried female. You're not going to be able to tell she's buried from this angle, but I do believe that is her. So they're doing great. The rabbit snails are doing good. You can see them back here. And then over here in this tank is where I did have the guppies. You'll notice they're not in here anymore. Essentially all I've got in here now is snails, and my assassin snails are starting to really take off in this tank. So I'm actually having to feed a lot of the ram's horn snails. You can see all the empty ram's horn shells laying around in here. There's a little baby assassin snail right there. In the middle of the screen. So that's all I've got going on in here for now. I'm thinking I may make this a cull tank. Not entirely sure, but we'll see. And then down here, getting down off that chair, I scared all the bristlenose except one. I had just fed so that they would be out, and then I scooted that chair and it squawked while I fell off down right here in front of the tank, and they all went and hid. There's a, now they're starting to come right back out. Big female there. These guys are finally sexing out. I'm assuming this one's either a late blooming male or another female. I've got 3 or 4 males in this group. Yeah, I'm assuming this one's a female. She's big enough she should have bristles by now. If not, I've got a couple really nice looking males in here. And did move the guppies down here. Need to pull some of the ones that don't have the colors I'm trying to breed for out. Like these have a lot of red in them. I'm trying to be selective for the blue, so I need to pull those out of this tank. And do also have the rubripennis killifish in here as well now. It's hanging out in here. And like I said, I do intend on breaking this scape down again and redoing it. I'll use the same wood, but I'm going to redo it with a lot more rock now that I have more rock at my disposal, not coming out of this tank, but from the same source that I did this tank. And same concept as this tank, but only one-sided. I want to leave probably this side unrocked so I can do a whole bunch of plants. The plan is to get all the rocks out of here so I'll be able to catch these plecos, get them and move them over into that tank just for temporary holding for now. Some of these are going to go into the display tank in the living room, the 55-gallon planted tank, to stay in there. Alright guys, so that's pretty much what I've got for you today. Just kind of a day in the life type video today. Just getting some stuff done in the fish room and just giving you some little updates on what I got going on in all the tanks. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe, join the notification squad, and let me know in the comments below if you have any ideas, things I should try out here in the fish room. Thanks a lot guys, you're awesome. God bless you fish nerds. I will see you next time.